Okay, guys, today we're going to talk about like, the uses of like. We have two uses that we are going to discuss. The first one that we're going to talk it's like, and it's when we use it to talk about things or something that you enjoy. So, for example, I have this sentence: I like listening to music. What I want to say is that I enjoy this activity. Okay, I can use like for questions, so I can say, what do you like best about living in Bucaramanga? And in this sentence, the person has to mention maybe an activity or probably a characteristic. Okay? Like can also be used in negative sentences. So, for example, I can say, I don't like him or I don't like her. Okay? Meaning a negative connotation about that person. Okay? So, let's analyze the grammar now. So, you know that in English we need a subject. So we're going to use subject, like, verb ing, and an object. And an example of this situation is our first example. I like listening to music. Okay? The verb like, if it's followed by a verb, and this is important, if it is a verb, that verb is an ing. Okay? So you don't say, I like listen to music. No. You say, I like listening, because this is a verb. I like listening to music. Okay? The third sentence is also an example of this case, but in third person. Example, she likes going out. So she is our subject, like the verb, which is in third person, then a verb in, because it's a verb, so going, and then going out. All right. But it's not always actions, the things that we enjoy. Okay. Sometimes we enjoy a noun. Okay. So, for example, in my case, I like music. Okay. Not just listening to music, maybe playing music. Okay. Seeing someone play music. So I can say, I like music, music in general. Okay. We can also talk about food. So this is very important. So food is not a verb, it's a noun. So no ing. Example of this, they like pizza. If I want to use a verb, I can use eat, because you eat food. So the sentence will be, they like eating pizza. Okay, so this is our first use of like. Now let's gonna check the second one. Okay, the second one is be like. Okay, and this is for questions, guys. Please pay a lot of attention because this is really important. So I'm gonna use be like to ask a question, and it is important because we need to use the verb to be, is are, or if it's in past, were, was were. Okay, and how do we use it? So we're going to use be like to talk or to describe, to give our opinion about something. So I ask you a question. I ask you, what is Bucaramanga like? And you can say, Bucaramanga is a small city in the northeast of Colombia. Okay. I can ask, how is the weather like? Okay. You can say it's hot, humid weather. What is public transportation like? And you say, public transportation is good. People have Metrolinea and they can move around the city. Okay, you are describing the city. For example, what's the weather like? You're giving your opinion. For example, what is public transportation like? That's your opinion about public transportation. So now let's analyze the grammar once more. Be like. So we're going to use a WH question. Then we're going to use the verb to be because it's be like. It's part of the structure. Okay? And then we're going to use a subject. Okay? And finally, like. So what is Bucaramanga like? Okay? So Bucaramanga is one city. It's a subject, it. So I'm going to use the verb to be. What is Bucaramanga like? I can ask this question in past. I can say, what was Bucaramanga like 10 years ago? And our answer changes because now it's in the past. Okay, what is the weather like? What was the weather like in the past, 10 years ago, for example? Okay, and now on purpose, I use this one. What are the restaurants like? Okay, in this case, I use restaurants in plural, okay? And so our verb to be changes. Now it's are. What are the restaurant like? So you can say the restaurants are excellent, the food is delicious, because let's be honest, food in Bucaramanga, it's amazing. Okay? So there we are. Two uses of like. One, like to talk about your if you like or dislike an action, if you enjoy it, and be like to give your opinion about something. Okay? So now, guys, work on the activities that are on the online document.